Hello and welcome to me doing something rather bizarre, well probably a little bit more bizarre than usual. Now, how can that be possible when I probably still yet to do some bizarre things? Gosh, that sounds a little bit disturbing. Then again, alright. I thought, well, let me share some things with you. I'm always sharing. So I thought, well, why don't I share some of the backgrounds I've done for the thumbnails? Because some of them are pretty gaudy. So here we go. Here's a little bit of colour and commentary. Yes, for some reason I thought, okay, I'll share with you some of the backgrounds that I use for the thumbnails of the videos. For the Cliff Richard ones, I actually like to use the record player type ones. So you've got these kinds of things with the record player. I think this is my favourite, the glowing record player. I really quite liked the effect that this had, and it was made for a really, really good background. And the jukeboxes, I like to use the juke. It just seems to sort of fit with any of the Cliff videos that I do. Yes, there was a jukebox one that I did that contained A and B sides of actual Cliff Richard singles. And so this is what it is, so you can see it a little bit better than just the plain old thumbnail. So you can pause it if you like and have a good old look and say, oh, he put this song on his jukebox. Then there are some that I sort of constructed out of nowhere, like this creepy Alvin Stardust one. Yes, amazing what other things you can do with black leather gloves. Yeah, you can blow them up and shove them behind you. Yep, sounds like a good idea. But the 80s ones, with the 80s, I actually did try to find some of the tackiest, most awful colour schemes and stuff like that with all the angles. As you can clearly see, I was just trying to find the worst of the worst. I think I succeeded. And I don't think I could use this as a background for my Cliff Richard, the 80s Ghetto Blaster. Oh, then again, I could use it as background for Wired for Sound. There's an idea. And to act as a bit of a technical link to the whole thing, we've got the Walkman, the watch, and the glow-in-the-dark shoes, or whatever on earth they were supposed to be. And of course, to go into these Walkmen, what's the plural of a Walkman? Walkmen? Yeah, so to go into this Walkman, you have to have these cassettes. Though I don't think you'd get too far with all that tape splaying everywhere. You never know, it might twist and it might go backward. So I'll give you an example. There we go. I hope that was worthwhile. Gee, I hope it didn't say anything. Oh, then we have the kind of 60s and 70s wallpaper. Well, we'll start with the Partridge Family design, which I specifically did try and look for as well. That is the actual design, or something to do with the actual design. And when I did the Bay City Rollers one, I did try and find the proper tartan for it as well, as you can see here too. But then there are some that were just kind of all glowing and strange, like this purple one and the kind of shining light. But of course, some of the 60s and 70s stuff I had to find the appropriate designs. So have a bit of swirling orange. It just makes you crave for a bit of juice, doesn't it? Sweetened or unsweetened? That looks like that could be more than sweetened. Ooh. Or this kind of weird wallpaper thing, which I don't know why it reminds me of an actual album cover too. I don't know. But I suppose given those hideous ones that I have in previous videos, that's more than likely. Why don't you check them out and see if I'm right? There's a shameless plug. Not too shameless though, because I don't want to get electrocuted. But of course, for the blooper videos, I had to have the smiley faces and stuff like that. So here's a couple of them. This sort of very, very trippy one, actually. With all the sort of rainbow smileys. It's kind of like, yeah, I could always put that through a wavy effect. Wow, that's some serious smiling. Ooh, Yeah, okay, back to some not quite so serious smiling, where you've got these groovy yellow ones, where I sort of, or the sniggering kind of emoji. That's always kind of cute. Oh, and then there was the one I decided. I thought, what can I use for something a bit of a train wreck? How about some broken piano keys? Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, it looks like I favoured orange when it came to all the wallpapery stuff. Oh no, except for that swirly, circly, weirdy thing. Oh dear. Or this rather psychedelic thing with all these. But and I haven't put these through any of the effects either. I wouldn't dare do that with some of these. So it's all right. I'm not going to do that to you. Of course, that lovely disco ball. I should use that for a collection of 70s disco songs, shouldn't I? Like Amy Stewart. No, I think that was for Boney M, actually. But anyway, that's a bit of an example of some of the backgrounds that I like to use without my great big head in the way, obscuring, well, some of those groovy angles or bizarre patterns or even more smiley faces, perhaps. All right, so back to me. There we go. If you've made it to the end of this, thank you very much. I hope it was worth it. Probably thinking, oh my God, yeah, fast forward. So hopefully, if you did like that, I won't do another one of those once off. It's probably as bad as those awful mobile phone things I did about 18 months ago. Alright, so if you enjoyed that, please do the likes and subscribes and the bells and the whistles and all of that sort of stuff. And I'll just keep waving my arms around because, well, why not? Alright, please take care of yourself and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Ciao!